Welcome to the 2023 Marks News and Updates from Engage XR. Since 2018, we've gathered, sorted, and curated all the news we think you'd want and need to know. This is our 230th episode. If you missed the show, also check out our YouTube channel for past and present episodes, or come back to Engage XR for a spatially recorded repeat of this very show all over again at the same time tomorrow every Saturday. The News and Updates is produced by our founder, Mark, and our News and Updates support team. We are all volunteers determined to bring you the latest news about the metaverse. Please welcome to the stage our News and Updates hosts, Marsh, Laurel, and our special host today, myself, Steph.
Yay, Steph! Yay!
Woo!
So
thank you, Steph. Thank you,
Yay.
thank you, thank you. Welcome to News and Updates Desk again. We love having you here.
Yay, Steph!
Well, last week
right.
we celebrate. Okay.
No, okay.
Doing it already.
That's okay. Last week we celebrated the 30th anniversary of the World Wide Web. This week we want to honor the 120th year of the telephone.
That's what they called it.
This is technology. This is technology. So we take so much for granted today, don't we?
Indeed we do. Alexander Graham Bell and others started in the United States and Europe, tinkering around with translating voices into electrical signals across wires. The first public paid telephone arrived in 1889.
Now, just like today, automation drove the industry to eventually develop a rotary dial system, and eventually, even after that, an automated connection network that put hundreds of thousands of workers, mostly women, out of work as telephone operators.
The first mobile phone was created by Martin Cooper from Motorola in 1984, called the Dynatac. Next year will be the 40th anniversary of the mobile phone. Today, we use our phones for everything from simple conversations to web access to complicated calculations and AI usage. We also can use it to connect to virtually and augmented reality experiences. It's amazing.
It is. Bringing this news forward into the metaverse, a new study by KPMG UK found that 47% of UK consumers believe metaverse platforms will be widely adopted in the next 10 years, although there was a split opinion between the age groups.
When isn't there? I mean,
a small majority were optimistic about the future with the metaverse, and understandably equal thirds concerned that and have no clue what the survey is even talking about.
Really? It's clear that the mythology and marketing of the metaverse needs some repair and better maintenance. It's coming whether you like it or not. Your voice is a part of the evangelism we need today. So let your story be heard and spread the good word about the metaverse. Thank you.
How do we know the metaverse is here to stay? Well, a British royal entered the metaverse this week on horseback.
Oh, Lord. Prince Edward attended the Royal Windsor Horse Show this week and was introduced to VR by climbing onto a model horse tuned to the VR app in the HP head to introduce him to riding horseback in VR. What fun! I hope it was.
I love it. I think we've lost Marsha.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we
breathe,
did.
Marsha, breathe.
Breathe. As we begin our metaverse news, The news that Engage XR has been updated to version 3.3 and brings with it a major upgrade from Unity 2019 to Unity 2021.
Yay! World builders, rejoice! While the process of uploading worlds to Engage has not improved as it is still in beta development, get excited as they are now moving from gamma to linear color space, though not into URP with many of us were hoping for, but still it is a step forward.
It is a huge step forward. Improvements include the ability to interact with objects in a spatial recording. I'm really excited about that. Also, improvements in avatar, asset compression, optimization, and better key controls in the content editor. There's also just a few more things that just came in recently in the last couple of hours, is that there are some issues for those that are on the Plus account and the Enterprise account. There are some issues with the Cloud File Manager when it comes to some 3D models and some images. So just be aware that they know that there's a problem with this and they are working on it. And the problem that caught them completely off guard is that if you're using a Quest headset and you step outside of your Guardian, Engage can crash. This was a new one for them, and they're going to have some fun trying to figure out what's happening there. So be ready for that. But for the most part, there's really positive reviews of the update. So excited.
Just a few minutes ago, I experienced somebody coming in LTE in Engage, and they're unable to speak, so they can't.
That's been around for a long time. They can't speak in the link. Yep.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's something we complained about, but anyway.
Yeah, and it also includes a second click when entering an event space with notification of the event you are about to enter with the option to cancel out. Not sure why this is necessary, but as it reminds us, many of us, of the unnecessary clicks added to AltspaceVR to enter an event. But, you know, could be a step toward an improved interface, we hope.
Yeah. No, likely everyone here has already updated as it is required upon entry. You may notice that the worlds are a little brighter than before, which is a sign they've been updated. And, you know, we're looking forward to your feedback. We'd love to hear from you after the show and also on our Discord to find out, you know, what you're thinking about the new update and having any issues.
We also want to remind you that VR Chat is dropping Quest 1 support after the end of June. Meta's Horizon Worlds dropped Quest 1 in January 2022, and most other platforms continue to support it, but likely not for much longer.
Ariel?
Oh, Meta. Oh, Meta.
Sorry,
oh, Meta.
hit the wrong button here. All right. I'm absorbing this bit of news that I'm not happy about. In so many ways, I'm heartbroken. Well, because while we try to be fair and not editorialize the news too much, okay, we do. we try, okay. Facebook Meta tests our patience. With the announcement over the past few years that Meta Horizon Worlds were taking a large chunk of change from creators' income, this should not have surprised us. It was announced this week that as part of the platform's version 109 update, different from the headset, they will no longer let creators in Horizon Worlds make dedicated events.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I don't even know what to do with this information other than scream. That felt good. Events, especially crowded sources, it felt so good. Events, especially crowded sourced events, are the heart of social VR. It is the community's ability to connect and bond with others of like interest, be it stamp collecting or improv theater or comedy clubs.
Exactly. Scheduled events like meetups, open mics, watch parties, and more are critical to the health of the platform.
Well, indeed. Existing events that are scheduled to take place after Tuesday this week will still happen, and official events by Meta may continue, but users cannot make new events. They say it is due to their position that the events feature doesn't meet its standards, and there is no word on if they are bringing it back.
Oh.
To those of us who left AltspaceVR to set up their meetings and events in Horizon Worlds, our hearts go out to you. Please know that there are other social VR platforms like Spatial VR Chat, hubs, and even here on EngageXR that will continue to allow user-created events, and we hope you find a home with us here. Pretty darn sad, really, and frustrating, really frustrating.
Well, wow, some good news. Pokemon Go news is flooding the feeds with people, complaining about changes to the interface and gameplay. This comes at a time when Niantic, the development company behind Ingress and Pokemon Go, is taking Pokemon back to the days of pet rocks and babysitting virtual pets in the 1990s with Tamaguchi's toy pet simulator called Parado.
It's such a just
Really?
play it on your smartphone. I feel like we're going backwards in time.
Yeah.
Play it on your smartphone in what they're calling the real world metaverse. You start with 3 peridot eggs to hatch and raise, give your baby a new name, and start collecting XP points by feeding, training, walking, and caring for your metaverse critter. When it grows up, you can start breeding it with other adult peridots, leading to conversations with children that you may not be ready for.
Yeah, that might be a little touchy.
Yeah, you think?
I can barely raise myself in the metaverse. Not sure if I'm ready to raise a metaverse pet. Are you?
Not a chance.
It was just
dear.
a matter of time.
Yes.
Question was, how can I remake Beat Saber? Change of subject. A good response was given with no code. A follow-up asked for
typical
specifics.
AI.
And the AI described how to create an environment similar to Beat Saber, complete with Unity shaders with nodes.
Did it let you slice the cubes?
Well, the developer Valem said the AI admitted it was too complicated and needed more developer help. But what a fun experiment. It wasn't meant to be competition, but testing out the capabilities. I wonder what someone might try next, or are you going to experiment with your favorite? What are you going to do with your experiment with your favorite AI? God knows.
No clue yet. No clue. Speaking of complicated, any D&D fans out there? The first Dungeons & Dragons fantasy role-playing game was released to the public in 1974. How far it has come with the news that Dungeons Full Dive is bringing Dungeons & Dragons 5e to PC VR later this year.
One of the earliest D&D games in VR was in Second Life, followed by AltspaceVR in their first year of development. Dungeon Full Dive is different from the VR tabletop experiences as it brings the characters alive through procedurally generated dungeons and preset characters. You can build original maps and create your own heroes.
And the VR game supports 8 players per campaign with cross-play support between VR and 2D users. Yay! And will include game mechanics and stat integration for D&D 5e on launch. So get ready. It's in alpha testing right now.
Sounds so exciting. By the way, we're excited by the news that Arizona State University has dropped real-world in-person biology lab courses, replacing them with VR. Like many colleges and universities, Arizona State is struggling to support science, technology, and engineering departments as students are moving away from high-paying potential STEM jobs to non-STEM majors.
Now, to stay relevant and appealing, they decided to partner with Hollywood's Dreamscape Immersive, a VR company founded by the people behind War Games and Men in Black. Love them. And they've created Dreamscape Learn. The first biology introductory course was offered last year, and it is drawing in the students.
tracking the outcomes from the real world and VR courses, they found that students enjoyed the VR experience more, with resulting higher scores. It's not a complete replacement for real-world labs, but it is a start.
Remember that. It is a start. And remember we discussed a couple of weeks ago about how IKEA and Google have teamed up to put realistic IKEA products right into your home for purchasing decisions? Well, this week, Amazon announced the new Amazon Anywhere shopping experience that lets you shop for real-world goods inside of games and virtual worlds, literally in the metaverse.
Since 2017 and 18, attempts have been made to integrate Amazon's associates marketplace programs into the metaverse with very little cooperation, in fact, refusal from Amazon. The first attempt to create a shopping mall based on Amazon in AltspaceVR was turned down by the company.
Now, recognizing the importance of the metaverse economy, obviously, Amazon Anywhere may be incorporated into any game or app and, when triggered, allows you to explore related merchandise and make a purchase immediately or add it to your shopping cart. They have included it in Niantic's new Peridot AR game and will likely be expanded into other metaverse apps and games.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now to the darker
Ooh,
underbelly of the metaverse and social media. Recent arrests and legal cases against social media companies that appear to allow sex trafficking, especially on Facebook, Meta, owned Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook itself, are shedding some light on this insidious international criminal activity.
Awful, just awful. The use of social media for buying and selling of people for sex, as well as the sale of sexual images of adults and children, has been an ongoing issue in the metaverse from the earliest days as people meet semi-anonymously in private worlds and events.
The laws and rulings that may come out of these cases in social media will likely apply to social VR. We're keeping an eye on this, and educators in VR will be discussing this topic in some future events, as well as during their annual October Cyberbullying Month.
Indeed. Now, AI will likely be the cover story of the New York Times Story of the Year. In fact, I bet an AI is going to be the Person of the Year. AI is filtering into our lives from every angle, including virtual. And news is out this week that finds that scientists at the University of Austin conducted a research study where they created a 3D view of a person's brain and used AI to decode brain activity into text.
Attempts to do this have been research studies for many years, but the incorporation of AI is new. The MRI machine was used to create a non-invasive method to study the blood flow and nerve triggers in different areas of the brain. The AI was able to reach the brain waves and translate it into English and what they call inner dialogue. Previously, only a single word or phrase was able to be translated, but the AI is describing whole paragraphs, typing out what the brain itself is thinking.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Participants were shown a movie, and the AI translated their scripting of the movie to what they saw. The potential for reaching into the minds of people with brain damage and locked-in syndrome, but also for individuals, I guess, though it comes with a great deal of worry. They are developing this into a wearable device that has the same accuracy as the big MRI.
Wow.
The study, yeah, no kidding. The study was done with ChatGPT-1, and more work is being done on improved versions. Companies like Meta and Microsoft are buying up technology like this and considering including them in smart glasses, VR, and other technology. This could be game-changing for sure. I think it's in a good way, but I'm not sure.
Arel, you're muted.
No.
Oh, sorry, thank you. I'm really frightened by all of that. But I'm excited too. It could go either way. When was the last time you stopped and smelled the roses? I mean, seriously. Okay, we're not talking about Mother's Day here. So it's a reminder. Pay attention to your mothers. Y'all only get 1 or 2 or 10, but you pay attention to them. Depends on how many mothers you need. That didn't come out right. It was better in my head. Anyway, Mother's Day is also this weekend. But honestly, when was the last time you stopped and smelled the roses?
Plural.
Well, in VR, well,
Yeah.
we've been reporting this for years. Attempts to bring smells to the metaverse, that we've been attempting it. You know, who knows? New technology from City University in Hong Kong features a lightweight, flexible, wireless, olfactory interface that can precisely deliver smells to VR users for a sensory immersion. That will be cool. Just make sure they're roses, nothing else.
Yeah, it's nothing else. Yeah. They're working on a wearable skin integrated format that can be stuck on the user's upper lip under their nose. It's still in the prototyping phase. This technology goes back to the paraffin wax pads infused with scents that are heated. So this is old tech they're bringing back in that are heated with an electrode to release the odor. Now, last year we reported on a similar project that I thought was better, didn't include anything that needed to be, it was built in, which is scent-infused nanotechnology. And it'll be interesting to see what technology makes it out into the real world. I'm kind of excited about that. And also, I don't want to smell what Marsha's thinking of right now.
Continuing the news with body part stories, Meta has revealed that they are getting closer to growing legs on their avatars with real-time AI-powered body pose estimation without extra tracking hardware.
I love this slide. This is wonderful. So in the past, external sensors were used to track avatar, animation movements for avatar arms and legs, such as Microsoft's Kinect. Meta is working on a class of algorithms and neural network trainers called Quest Sim that predicts elbow and leg movement from headset onboard trackers that may include the body movement in general. That could be very interesting.
Does this mean that Horizon World avatars will get legs? They announced last year that their avatars would get legs. Yeah. But this year, they said they get it this year, but not this technology. It is early days and still in development. It could mean that more powerful movements and body reactions in a variety of VR games and apps could be in the future.
Meanwhile, Geo has released its first VR headset for just $15 US. India-based GeoDive claims that it was developed specifically to watch cricket, as they have made a decision, boy, that was a typo, made a decision to broadcast the annual Indian Premier League competition later this month on Geo Cinema, the on-demand streaming service, apparently for cricket, in India.
While the Samsung Gear and Google Cardboards, what was that?
Oh, nothing. Just keep going.
While the Samsung Gear and Google Cardboard style headset is just a phone holder and not a full-blown portable headset, it is another opportunity to reach a wider audience, to expose them to the potential of VR.
A $15 kind of headset's kind of cool. Now, Gore-Tex is out of China, and it is a VR hardware manufacturer that found a gap in the industry. It just announced a watch for seamless AR headset operation. Now, one of the challenges for AR glasses and headsets is the lack of controllers, right? Though the potential for hand tracking exists.
Well, The wearable connects to an AR headset via Bluetooth or near-field communication to control the smart glasses with simple gestures, buttons, and touching the screen like a trackpad. Could be a game-changing introduction to the AR market.
You've heard of VR backpacks that often carry battery packs or computer power for PC VR headsets to make them portable. A new backpack called Jump Mod can do more than that. It makes you feel like you are jumping higher or landing harder by moving a 2-kilogram weight on the player's back to simulate the movement.
Okay, you all should be laughing about this. This is funny. I think
it's
100%
going,
funny.
a little far.
Using physics, it simulates forces on the body to make you feel like you're in a roller coaster or racing car, giving you the sensation of vertical movement. It's still in development in London, and it'll be interesting to see. I'm hearing some typing. It's interesting to see what it grows up to be. So, if you feel like jumping up and down, you've got a tool that'll help you do it in VR. Sure, it's going to be interesting.
Or do it better in VR.
You do it better? It could be interesting.
Mixed Reality has released a summary highlighting the mixed reality headsets on the market map for 2023. Most of these Magic Leap, Largo, HP, VR Engineers, and others. But some of the older companies are coming back.
And that's what's interesting about this list. Microsoft announced that they're stepping back from making the hardware, yet they're still focusing on working on the HoloLens 2 and maybe offering a consumer version. Magic Leap went from bankrupt to back, and their Magic Leap 2 and its possible successor may be making a comeback.
Acer, Samsung, Asus, Dell, and others formerly in the marketplace are looking to expand their smart glasses and focus on mixed reality and AR hardware. It's going to be a very interesting year for sure.
No kidding. And now on to world building news. Blender is marching on with their roadmap for development and already talking about Blender 3.6. Version 3.5 was just released, so it feels a bit premature, but we are ready.
Well, Blender's been working on a node-based technology, slipping in geometry nodes and more in recent releases, and now the full node-based simulation framework is in the main branch of the software's development.
Proposed in 2019 and called Everything Nodes, the development project makes it easier to create new tools and procedural content by wiring nodes together to set up new workflows for modeling and scattering. Their goal is to make this a unified simulation framework that is even easier to use.
With the coming potential to integrate AI, it makes Blender even more exciting for world builders. Blender 3.6 is due for a stable release at the end of June this year. This is I thought it'd be like next year. This is coming right up.
Yeah. Speaking of the next version of Blender, the company has updated their 2023 roadmap's priorities for the second quarter of the year. Along with simulation nodes, Blender is prioritizing an upgraded UV packing system, improved cycles renderer to support light linking, transition to OpenGL graphics API to Vulkan.
There's also an improved EEV, it's called renderer, with support for subsurface scattering and improved volumetric rendering, improvements in the grease pencil, which I love, and so much more. Blender is quickly becoming the destination for world builders creating their own templates and their own assets. Really exciting to see.
That's exciting. ARCore announced that the geospatial creator for Unity this week is part of its ongoing improvements to the Unity editor. The geospatial creator helps you preserve or preview a 3D assets in the Unity editor against a photorealistic 3D presentation of the world, powered by ARCore and photorealistic 3D tiles from Google Maps. It literally brings the world in to help you make your creations possible.
Simply select a location and get the 3D geometry for VR and AR development inspiration in the area and fly to the location like you can in Google Earth. For those developing AR applications in the real world, like for Niantic light chip games and applications, this is exciting news.
Yes, 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 it is. I know there are some old-time fans of Space Invaders here, right?
Oh, gee.
It was released as an arcade hit in 1978. We are excited to share with you the news that Space Invaders World Defense is coming this summer using its new AR core and technology by Google.
Wow, the original developers of Space Invaders partnered with Google to create the new World Defense game, a city-scale AR game that allows you to defend the Earth from space invaders in your neighborhood and with your neighbors.
Oh dear.
To save the world. I cannot wait for this. This is, since Ingress, this is like the next best thing. The AR version is being released this summer in time for the, I feel old, the 45th anniversary
45?
of the original Space Invader game.
I find this
happened?
exciting. Yeah, I find this exciting. Many world builders and the arts are playing around with painting in VR programs and apps. I find this very exciting. Painting VR has become a bit of a favorite. It was updated this past week to add a zero gravity mode to its sitting mode, dry and undry paint options, and updated visuals. It now supports multiplayer and mixed reality pass-through, along with a complete overhaul of the user interface.
How do you paint in zero gravity?
I don't know.
It means that you can stand up and walk around. You don't have to do it sitting and stuff. It's just.
Well, I do that in I do that already.
Yeah, I just had this image of, while not specifically virtual world building, UK artist Emma Taylor is recreating amazing three-dimensional art from the pages of history books, novels, and atlases. A recent work titled Sailing the Seven Seas showcases a wooden ship gliding over rippling pages. Another is from a guidebook for bird watchers with a bird and its egg-filled nest on top of the book.
Wow.
Wow. Inspiration comes from many places. And Taylor's work is really wonderful to explore. We've shared the link in our News and Updates Discord. Take a look. It's magic.
It is. I still want to know how she does this.
I
It's
know.
incredible. Educators in VR is hosting
X-Acto knife.
a lot of X-Acto knives, yeah. And a lot of patience, a thing I don't have a lot of, X-Acto knives I have, but not the patience. All right. Educators in VR is hosting the world building meetups in Engage XR twice a month instead of weekly, as we're still managing the migration challenges from AltspaceVR. But this past week, they continued their exploration of Engage XR worlds available to Plus and Enterprise customers to inspire world builders and show what's possible. And they visited the Titanic Historical Gallery.
The gallery features the ghost of the captain spinning the ship's wheels, historical and recent photographs of the ship underwater accompanied by audio voiceovers on each image. Voiceovers on each image. That's cool.
Yeah,
and
they're
stereoscopic,
and
stereoscopic images. At the back of the gallery is a model of the giant ship with animated passengers and deckhands moving around the decks. VR users couldn't see the ghosts or models until the gallery was updated to Unity 2021, and now they can.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yes, it is. The World Builders Group also demonstrated the easy usage of Blockade Labs Skybox and Photosphere technology to easily use AI to generate a photosphere and bring it into Engage within a couple of minutes. Lance created a couple of fascinating Titanic skyboxes, one historical and the other in the future in space, and participants loved it.
I did. It was amazing. And he did it live. So
Yeah,
we just said,
just
can you do this?
on the
He did it
fly.
and brought it in minutes. It was amazing. So think about the educational and entertainment possibilities of this. The EdVR World Builders team will be exploring more of these in a future event. We've been playing around with the Blockade Skylab that Steph introduced us to, and Robert did too, Robert Vogel, and having way too much fun. And we've got a special event in the work
I played
coming
with
out
it
on
too,
that.
and I played with it too, and I had a ball. I had a ball.
Mm-hmm. It's really
It's
fun. So check
time,
it out.
but
Mm-hmm.
now it's time
Is it
for our
time?
Discord tips.
Okay.
It's time for our Discord news again. Discord is our back channel communication for the metaverse.
We announced Discord's username structure change. Has anyone received notice yet?
Mm-mm,
Uh-uh.
not me.
Many are up in arms about it, but more are actually happy about it, not having to remember that 4-digit number. People are starting to be notified, and you might be next.
Well, I like my number. AI is everywhere, and it's reached Discord. A new Discord bot called Runway. I thought he was going to say Runaway, but Runway ML may be installed on your Discord server so users can send a message, and the AI bot will return a video based upon that request.
Uh-huh. This is just one of many text-to-video engine AIs turning up around the web and now in our Discord. If you find any AIs for Discord, please let us know and we may highlight them here.
Well, guess what, folks? It's time for your favorite part of the show. We know you love this.
We do. Now, we had a little too much fun over the past few weeks with cats. And
Meow.
Don't even start. But we're going to step back into VR for something that we found out people are actually loving. And we think it's fun. Okay, we think it's really funny, actually.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Do you like cleaning your car? Are you a weekend car cleaner? Like a hobby?
No.
No?
No, but some people are fanatics about keeping their cars clean, finding comfort in washing and polishing them, so much so it's a major industry generating over $14 billion a year just in the United States. Globally, it's about 50 billion.
Holy crap, that's more than the metaverse industry. Oh my God. Okay, so why not expand the market and the hobby into VR by encouraging people to take on the mud and dirt that may accumulate on an automobile, a virtual automobile, so you can wash it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
There's no crossover here, okay? The car detailing simulator joins a variety of job and hobby simulations for gamers who want to battle virtual tasks, especially dirty ones. You can clean the exterior and interior of the vehicles that include a wide range of muscle cars to sports cars. You can even remove the tires and wash the undercarriage.
Oh, God.
Okay. Is this bizarre that we think that this is... Okay, I don't know. You can spend hours paying attention to every detail to make sure your virtual vehicle is bright and shiny and ready to show off. I think this is a really ideal thing for people who are OCD as well as those who, I have to admit, they can find some peace and contentment. Maybe it's meditative, wipe on, wipe off. Wasn't that what Yeah.
And then tap it 3 times, wipe the fingerprint off. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work. But, maybe there's contentment in cleaning their cars. There's security in there. I don't know.
Oh, God. That's OCD to its max. Don't you love this? Have you tried this? Has anyone tried this? We'd love to know more about your experience. Go wash your car after the show in our news and updates
Well,
Discord.
Be inspired.
I've got a couple of them in the real world need washing. Just come over to my house. Don't do it in VR. Just come on
Yeah.
over. You
Come
can
on to
wash
my
my
house.
cars. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. I love this. VR
Oh.
is this. You know, it's making money. Good on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
today is also National Limerick Day.
Really?
This
Yay.
infamous holiday celebrates the birthday of a popular poet and author, Edward Lear, who published a book of nonsense in 1846. A limerick
Now,
is a file.
a
Oops,
limerick.
all right.
A limerick is a 5-line poem with a specific rhythm scheme and pattern. The first, second, and fifth lines supposed to rhyme with each other on a good day. They're also typically humorous, or shall we say, bawdy.
Body.
A bit of nasty, such as the famous "There was a lady from Venus who had a
Stop.
giant." Oh.
Stop. Okay.
Not go there.
No, go there.
I think
Okay.
good.
Well, okay. Well, you all get the picture. Another famous and family safe limerick is Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
What did the
you
mouse
all
do
know
in
the
clock?
rest.
Mhm. So I decided to use a limerick AI from Task Labs to write a limerick about VR and the news and updates. With some tweaking, the result was a news broadcast for my Engage XR. In VR, a virtual world tour, he did beg. For art, digital and clever, he had a brain that was ever. Now he loves to explore and create.
It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's wonderful. Thank you, Steph. And now,
Yeah.
everyone, it's your turn. In honor of National Limerick Day, go out in the world and share your limerick and find out what happened to the woman from Venus. If you have a good one, a clean one would be better. We'd love to hear it after the show or in our news and updates Discord. Come on, it's time to share the fun. We need more fun in our lives here.
Okay. Now on to events. Normally, the events we report on are in VR or a mixture of real world and VR events that support XR technology. Every week, we share links to events in our news and updates Discord to explore the exciting entertainment and educational events in VR.
Last week, we reported on the U.S. Surgeon General's report that loneliness is a crisis point. It's at a crisis point, causing more harm to our bodies and minds than a 15 pack a day?
As in cigarettes.
15 cigarettes a day, smoker.
No, 15
Wow.
packs.
15 packs?
Yeah, my dad
Okay.
was one of those.
Oh my God.
He would, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we also offered the solution of social VR, adding research that found the elderly benefited from the VR experience, as did many with PTSD and other mental issues. Enough so that insurance companies are considering covering the cost of VR headsets. I think I'll apply and not tell them I already have one. I'll get a new one.
Oh, that's an idea. Okay. Shh. So as the world begins to know what we already know, that VR is often the best solution for loneliness. Okay, I'm having all kinds of fun here. Girls Team Institute 2023. The Girls Business Challenge is next weekend with the focus on mental health. As part of the UN SDG goals, the Quasi-Business Hackathon features 16 high school age girls from around the world competing in 4 teams to develop business models in the metaverse or mobile marketplace to help with the loneliness crisis in mental health services.
The open house is Friday to launch the 3rd year annual event. This Sunday features a powerful keynote by Dr. Angelina Dayton, Executive Director of the Virtual World Society, followed followed a couple of hours later with the presentations and judging competitions and the announcement of the award winners. Many of us have attended the events over the years, and we have been completely blown away. Blown away. Sunday is a don't miss style event. These high school girls represent our future leaders.
Oh, don't miss it. It's right here in Engage.
Right. Have you attended the Engage Live Metaverse talk show here in Engage? It's every other week on Tuesdays, hosted by Maxwell McGee. The hour-long live VR podcast event features a guest or panel from thought leaders and businesses pushing the boundaries of the possible in VR, especially here in Engage.
Yes, this past week's episode featured the team from Optima Ed, a leader in VR school training and packages that brings VR directly into schools across North America and beyond. All of their classes for middle school ages up to university level, up, all the way up, are created here in Engage with a high level of interactivity.
Attendees were taken to several of their classrooms, including an ancient port city surrounded by islands, to teach about the transportation of goods, ancient economies, and historical societies and cultures.
And the different lessons were on an island as well as throughout the town. Students teleported from ship to ship, or they could wait for the animated boat to come by and jump on board, and it would take them out to the islands. It's a brilliant example of the use of the engaged content creator to create animated and highly interactive educational experiences right here in Engage. Amazing.
Amazing. Check out the video soon on YouTube and other video podcast syndication channels. It is amazing.
No kidding. The Virtual World Society has been offering their Next Stand podcast with interviews and highlights of the guests featured in the most monthly Virtual World Society fireside chats with the grandfather of VR, Dr. Tom Furness. Check out the podcast from their website or on your favorite podcast source. If you have a favorite podcast on VR, please let us know in our News and Updates Discord, and we may share it here.
The fun people they have on board. The ConXR Festival is this coming week, and it includes a wide range of VR and AR events, screenings, competitions, panel discussions, and more. We are waiting for the winners and the news that's coming out of France, and we hope to have that news for you next week. Really excited about that.
Yes, yes. AWE is scheduled for the end of the month into the first week of May, and Virtual World Society has partnered with AWE to offer a discount code for those attending the Santa Clara, California event in person or online. We've shared this again in our News and Updates Discord for you to get the code. AWE is expected to be bigger and better than in the past few years, with top industry leaders and newsmakers from around the world.
Next Tuesday, Educators in VR is hosting an open discussion on something we've talked about for many years, and the discussion seems to never end. It's the idea of a VR or metaverse time zone and how to work in an environment that has no time zone but must honor them all. It's a fun and fascinating discussion, and we're eager to hear your ideas on how a metaverse time zone would work. Join us and Engage next Tuesday. We need all the help we can get. I mean, it is such a problem.
Seriously, if anybody's been trying to figure out times and stuff for running events, it's just insane. Now, there are new news and activities and updates from across the metaverse that are available on our News and Updates Discord every single week. And we invite you to share your news, your events, your activities, and any other gems. We're always looking for fun stuff. Share it with us in our Share Your Events and News Channels section in our Discord. We would love to hear from you.
Well, thank you for joining us in our studio since 2018. We film this show live on Fridays and repeat it Saturday with a spatial recording. We love keeping you updated on what is happening in the metaverse.
We have over 5 years of shows in our News and Updates YouTube channel covering. We have that many, I looked that up. There's a lot of shows on that YouTube channel.
Yes, there is.
And they're just wonderful, and they cover all the recent history of the metaverse and social VR. Join us in person or subscribe to watch the live stream or recorded episodes. While you're at it, swing into our News and Updates Discord to keep up with the news announcements we make throughout the week.
We'd like to thank all of the professional and citizen reporters around the world who do a lot of the legwork for all of us. Please visit Road to VR, Wired, Verge, Mixed News, Forbes, The Guardian, CNN, Level 80, Business Insider's Ryan Schultz, Upload VR, Scout VR, and so many more for more in-depth information. It's their stories we scour every week to bring you a summary of the news you can use from the metaverse.
We are volunteers and community members, and we thank them so much for all their work that they do to help us put this show together every week. We do this for you for free to help you better be informed. If you would like to become involved as a volunteer, please let us know. It's a great place to learn, and we'd so love the help. We will be hanging around after the show to talk to you, so stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Now, last week, we announced the breaking news that the World Health Organization claimed an end to the state of emergency for the COVID pandemic. We'd like to remind you all that this does not mean the contagion is over. Thousands of people are dying from COVID every day. It is not over. Please protect yourself and your loved ones by wearing a mask in public spaces. I don't care if it's for yourself, think about others. And continue to get vaccinated. We are delighted to report that there's been a huge uptick, dig this, in first-time vaccinations. Very exciting news. And it gives us greater hope that we can beat this, because it takes medical science to make this happen. So thank you, everyone, for being part of the solution.
Indeed. I'd like to shout out to Karen, and I'm going to give her closing statement.
Karen
Yes,
is traveling today, and we want to thank Steph for doing such an incredible job, for stepping in to take over for Karen today.
Absolutely.
Awesome job. Thank you.
Well, remember, we believe in you. This is our community, and you are our family. You are not alone. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
Yay! Yay! Matthew, we did a thing!
We did a thing!
We did a thing!
Oh, we
There
did
you
a
go.
thing.
Okay.